Hello, I am Mrs. Evans and welcome to today's presentation giving you information on the Year 8 options, Key Stage 3 to Key Stage 4 transition. This is a presentation that I shared with students last week and it will give you all the information that you need into what will be happening for the Year 8 options process and what your child will be choosing. The options process. In Year 8, students will be able to select some of the subjects they would like to study in Years 9, 10 and 11. This is called choosing their options. Every student has to study maths, English and science, and students will also continue to study geography and history through Year 9. I will come into more detail about geography and history towards later on in the presentation. The other subjects that they will be able to take will also be shown later on in the presentation. How important is this process? Students will be studying the subjects they choose for the next 3 years, and it's no fun being stuck with one they don't really like. It is really important that they take up all the opportunities available over the next few weeks, and it's important that students continue to attend their online lessons. This process is important, especially during the times that we're in and what they've had to go through over the past year in regards to Key Stage 3. What to think about. Take time to think things through. Consider which subjects they are good at and are interested in and enjoy. Look at the way the courses are marked. If they do not like exams, they may prefer some subjects, which include coursework. Choosing a balance of subjects may help them to keep their future options open. And if they are trying to choose between 2 subjects, think about how each option fits with your other GCSEs. Does a subject go well with the other choices? Or does a subject provide a welcome change? If they are taking a lot of essay-based subjects, it can be nice to include one choice with a more practical focus. Key points. They will continue with the language until the end of Year 11. All students will study history and geography in Year 9 and then select one of these subjects in Year 10. They may then select 2 further options, one from option 1 and one from option 2. There will be some criteria for certain subjects. Compulsory subjects. The subjects below are subjects that they will have to continue studying. These include English language, English literature, science, RE, Core PE. Now, RE and Core PE is a non-examination course, which means it is core and it's a statutory requirement from the government for them to continue studying it. There'll be no examination at the end of it, but there is the option to take these 2 subjects as an option for a GCSE examination course. All students will continue to study history and geography through Year 9, as already mentioned. And all students will continue to study a language, and this will be discussed further in their meetings. Optional subjects. So students will be allowed to pick 2 subjects from the option blocks. Now, as you can see, they are split into option Y and option Z. Students can only pick a subject from option Y and option Z. They cannot pick 2 subjects from one option block. So for example, I could pick from this table here, I could pick dance in option Y and then I could pick sport in option Z. I could not pick childcare and computer science because they are both in the same option block. There are some subjects that you will see are in both option blocks, and again, you are not allowed to pick the same subject in either block. This is to just give more opportunity and flexibility for students to study those subjects, as they have proven very popular in the past. As you can see, there is a variety of subjects on offer. So from the option Y block, students can pick one subject from the following list: GCSE Art, GCSE Art Textiles, BTEC Business, Childcare, Computer Science, Dance, drama, engineering, music technology and sport. From option Z, students can pick one subject from the following list: art photography, design and technology, engineering, health and social care, hospitality and catering, iMedia, music, GCSE RE, sport or triple science. Please be aware that if a student picks art from option Y, they cannot take art photography alongside this due to it having the same examination code. As well as that, engineering cannot be picked alongside engineering also. It needs to be a different option, and the same goes for sport. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, there is certain criteria for some subjects which I'm going to go through now. In order for a student to take triple science, students must be in sets 1 or 2 for their current science groups. If students would like to take GCSE computer science, they must be in set 1 or 2 for their current maths groups. As mentioned already, students cannot take art/art textiles and art photography as they have the same examination code. Now, if students are confused at sets and what sets they are in, this can be discussed further in their meetings. How to choose your options. So this was a little bit of advice given to students during this presentation earlier on in the week. We suggest that students choose their options based on the following: they enjoy the subject, they've researched the subject and think they will be good at it, the subject interests them, and it may link to future career ideas. The following advice was given to students on how not to choose their options. We suggested that they don't choose their options just because they like the teacher, they think it will be easy, their sibling took the subject, it's a new subject and they don't really know what it involves, and their friends are taking the subject. The reason we gave this advice was because in past experiences, this has happened on occasions, and it meant that the student was then studying a subject that they did not particularly enjoy for those 3 years. And as we mentioned, it is a really important time and an important decision because it will be 3 years of their education. And unfortunately, we cannot get to year 11 and decide to change at that point. So it's important that students are researching and in particular are talking to staff members. Where to get support and advice. As I've mentioned, it is an important decision to make, and there will be quite a few students who will be unsure and a little bit worried. There will be some students as well who would have had options in their mind that may have fell into the same option block and they can't take certain subjects now. Below is where they can seek advice and support. Not only students can seek advice and support, but also yourselves. So the ASL, myself and the head of year, Mr. Taylor, can be contacted or spoken to by the students. Subject teachers is incredibly important, as subject teachers will be able to give advice on the success that the students will have if they took that subject on. Their form tutor can also be another form of support where they can ask questions. And in relation to career advice, career options and career pathways, Mr. Hewlett, our assistant head teacher, who is in charge of careers, can also be contacted. So there are many options for students to talk about this, as I know there will be many questions. Myself and Mr. Taylor are incredibly proud of this year group. They have faced real adversity over the past year, but they have shown incredible resilience. Our vision for them all is to be independent, to have passion about their education, to be passionate about reading, have interests and hobbies outside of school, have a positive attitude towards all aspects of life, and are successful and driven. Although we have said that this is an important time, We also want students to be excited over this. This is an exciting time where students get to have their say and have their involvement on certain subjects that they wish to continue studying. So although there may be lots of worries, we want students to make sure that they are also very excited at the prospect of shaping their future. What next? Last week, on Monday the 22nd of February, I shared this presentation with the Year 8 students. They were also given an options booklet that they could complete to help support them with making their choices during this process. From today and up until the 16th of March, we'll be releasing a series of options presentations from the subjects that are on offer. These presentations will be released via the website, and I will also send a text message with a link to these, as well as it being shared on social media. These presentations have been completed by our heads of department, and they will inform you more about the subject and will help you understand the expectations from the courses. I suggest you take the time to look at those, as it will really help informing you about those subjects. From the 22nd of March to the 26th of March, students will take part in taster sessions. This was originally due on the 8th of March, however, with the changes to us being back in school, we decided to push it back so that students had the opportunity to experience a taster session face-to-face with the teacher, rather than having to do it virtual. We felt this was really important because it will give the students a better idea of how that subject runs. Students have already been shared a link to pick their taster sessions, which is on Microsoft Teams, and this has been shared by myself every single day, and they have until Wednesday the 3rd of March to complete this. On the 16th of March, we have our options evening. Now, our options evening will be virtual because obviously we are still in a pandemic at the moment and still having to limit the amount of numbers in the building. So this will be done via our parent cloud. A letter will be sent out this week in regards to this and how you need to set up, but you'll be able to book online an appointment with the head of subjects who you wish to discuss the subject further with. I really encourage you to attend this event because it will really help you have a one-on-one discussion with that member of staff to discuss the suitability of the course for your child. Your child may have already in their head what subjects they would like to take, but it's really good to have the opinion from the teachers. From there, they will also take part in some options interviews with our senior leadership team, where they will discuss their options and they will choose their final options for Year 9. The date will be confirmed for this because we have had to push back the taster sessions, so once we have decided the date, I will share those with you. All that is left for me to say is thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. I hope I've managed to cover all of your questions, and if I haven't, then my email is on the current slide, which you can email any questions to me. It is a really exciting time for the students where they get to become a little bit more independent and have that freedom to choose some of their options going into Year 9. Although some of them might be worried, some of them might be feeling a little bit anxious about it, please tell them that it is a time that they should feel passionate about and excited. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and remember to look out for the rest of the presentations from our wonderful heads of subjects starting from tomorrow. Look forward to hearing from you all soon and look forward to seeing all of our students back in the building.